One thing I know for sure, my folks been waiting on me at the door. There ain't no defeat, no retreat. I'm knocking them out one by one, then lining the bodies up really. I'm down there at my feet. These reps no longer speak. I wake, I make, I meditate, rejuvenate. What I want, I make, I manifest. Y'all. The time is nigh near. It will not live in fear. Seek your life in gear. Look to the them who have an ear. Let them hear, let them hear. The problem? They didn't expect you to vibe up. They were watching too hard, seeing through the eyes of a rival. You've been given a vision, no longer living on survival. All light beings awake, arise, prepare for the arrival. Keep your heart chakra full, eat real food and rise up. Meditate frequently, tune into the frequency.
A few months ago, I was watching An American Tale, The Treasure of Manhattan, which is the third installment of a 4-part movie series. So if y'all never heard of American Tale, it's a animated cartoon about a little mouse. It's a young mouse named Fievel Mousekewitz. He and his family immigrated from Russia to the United States by boat after their home was destroyed by cats. And during their trip, he wound up getting thrown off the ship and he lost his family. So when he did make it to New York, he met an Irish mouse, an Italian mouse, and a cat named Tony. And I'm sorry, that was the Italian mouse's name. The cat's name was Tiger. They didn't specify whether he was Italian or Irish or anything, so I'm assuming he was a colonizer because he's a cat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming he's going to be the white American in this. So in The Treasure of Manhattan, the synopsis is 19th century New York. Fievel and the Moskowitz family are struggling to make their American dream come true. Fievel and Tony then discover that an ancient treasure lies underneath Manhattan. So Tony is the cat. So let's watch a little bit of it. And I'm going to talk about some of the things that they were saying. Because as I was watching it, I was concerned. Were they incorrect in labeling the people they found on the North American continent as Indians? The story they told us in elementary is that Christopher Columbus thought he was sailing to India. So when he got to North America, he called everybody Indians. But if Christopher Columbus had already been a skilled sailor, he should have knew what direction he was sailing in. He should have been able to tell the difference between the people, you know what I'm saying, when he got here, between Indians and who are these new looking people. And then later on, you discover that they refer to the people on this continent as copper colored. So, and also some old maps show this part of North America being called the West Indies. So, are we in? This seems to be a common tactic amongst them. They say if it ain't broke, why fix it? They create. Before Chief Rat gives his description on what happened, I want to give mine first from the research I did. And it's crazy how they put these true stories in movies, and they put this terribly true story in the form of a children's movie. an animated children's movie at that, because they had to. They did these people so wrong. Well, these people got so wrong. There's no specific day. It's just that these people have been through so much, and it's crazy. First of all, the Lenape, also known as the Delaware tribe, were forced to relocate to Oklahoma in the 1860s as part of the U.S. government's Indian removal policy. That was 1860s. The first time, but this wasn't the first time they had to move. They had to move before that. Their trouble started in the 1600s. They were thriving on their island, chilling, like they do. Then the Dutch came, the Swedes came, and the Finnish came. Everybody just started coming. So the Lenape had previously been displaced from their homelands in the late 18th century by European settlers and the American Revolutionary War, and had settled in Ohio, Indiana, St. Louis, and Missouri before purchasing a reservation in Kansas in 1830. That's wild. So after the Civil War, the government forced the Lenape to sell their Kansas land to railroad companies and then purchase a reservation from the Cherokee in Oklahoma. In 1866 and 1867, tribal leaders were forced to sign treaties that relocated the tribe of the Cherokee Nation in northern Oklahoma. And this wasn't their first time signing a treaty. They signed a treaty with a man I mentioned named William Penn. So the treaty in 1683, Chief Tammany was present to sign the deed of land rights to William Penn for the purchase of 4 parcels of land owned by the Lenape. Tammany was considered by his people to be a great Lenape leader. Tammany and Penn reportedly maintained good relations, feasting together, visiting one another's homes, and trading goods. The wampum belt gifted to Penn by Tammany is today kept at the Historical Society of Pennsylvania and Philadelphia. Right, so he sold 4 parcels of land to William Penn. It doesn't sound like he gave them the whole island of Manhattan. It doesn't sound like he gave them all of the land. So I'm not sure how that happened. You know what I'm saying? So reading on, they traded guns, tobacco, and clothing. And I'm see, the Treaty of Shakamaxon in 1683 included an agreement that the European settlers in the Lenape would live in a state of perpetual peace, alluding to Penn's Quaker ideologies. So what happened? What happened to that perpetual peace? Wow. The thing I read earlier, which said the European settlers caused them. Let's talk about the Dutch. When the Dutch made it to Delaware, or AKA the Lenape Hocking, which is the original name for Delaware. Many of the original place names are derived from the Lenape, Nanticoke, and Algonquian. They spell Algonquian here Algonkian, reflecting the indigenous people who lived here for millennia. When the Swedes and Dutch settled here in the early 17th century, these Western Europeans left multiple variants due to differences in spelling and translation among all the influential languages in the area. When King Charles II regained the monarchy after the interregnum of Oliver Cromwell in 1660, the Duke of York granted land charters to William Penn after 1682. In many places were Anglicized, colonized, basically. Just took these people's shit and wanted to make it their own. They left for land and came over here to the land of milk and honey, and they saw some things and they loved it. And they seen these people was in the way and saw them thriving on there, and they had to go. Mannahatta, which is the name for Manhattan, it means hilly island, Lenape. It's rich with natural resources. Mannahatta had an abundance of fruits, nuts, birds, and animals. Fish and shellfish were plentiful, and the ocean was full of seals, whales, and dolphins. So these people had to get forced out. Why would they leave? And why would they sell it all? Why would they give away all this? Give away all this hilly land, this Manhattan. Boy, these some dirty, diabolical people. So, a little more about Manhattan. Let me tell y'all what about Manhattan is so special to them. That's currently where they have their Metropolitan Opera House, right? But before all that, Manhattan was a trading hub for the Lenape bands of tribes who regularly gather on the island for the exchange of goods. Manhattan was also the site of Lenape games and musical performances. The native dwellers certainly made use of the plethora of natural resources at their disposal. For example, soaring tulip trees were favored for making canoes, and the rich soil and pond water was ideal for cultivating vegetables and oyster estuaries. So, it was a site of the Lenape games and musical performances. So what's currently there, I said, the Metropolitan Opera House, which is a vibrant home for the most creative and talented singers, conductors, composers, musicians, stage directors, designers, visual artists, choreographers, and dancers from around the world. They are located on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. So they got these people island, they divided into the upper and the lower side, and they are benefiting off of it. The lower side houses Wall Street, and that's the thing. When they sold the land, they did not think these people were going to take this land and keep it from them, and to try to exclude them or push them out. They thought they were going to be sharing. You know what I'm saying? What happened to the peacefulness, to the perpetual peace? The purchase of the island of Manhattan by the Dutch was quickly reinforced through the construction of a wall around New Amsterdam. This act represented the first time that the Lenape were forced out of their lands at the hands of European immigrants. The wall was constructed in 1660 around what is today known as Wall Street. The patches between Lower Manhattan and Upper Manhattan was a major trade route and cultural hub for the Lenape people. The passage between Lower Manhattan and Upper Manhattan was a major trade route. This the energy. They harvesting the energy that these people, the Lenape people, use to thrive. They seen that and they took it, and they doing using their land for the very thing they were using it for, but they're using it for their own greedy benefits. The Metropolitan Opera House in Wall Street, my. Also located in Lower Manhattan, besides Wall Street, is the Federal Reserve Bank, the Smithsonian National Museum of the American Indian, and the George Gustav High Center. The museum, referred to as NMAI, is located in the U.S. Custom House in New York City. It was designed and built between 1900 and 1907. The Custom House was a location where merchants paid money, known as duties, to transport goods in and out of the United States. The NMAI moved into this building in 1994. Continue with the mockery and with the fuckery. It's all symbolism. Take what they got and corrupt it. Like when Jesus went into the church and he flipped over all the tables, they was in there, exchanging money, and he ain't appreciate them doing that in his father's house. It wasn't a place for that. There's a time and a place for everything. But as far as these Lenape people, where are they now? I mentioned earlier they are in Oklahoma. There are two federally recognized Lenape or Delaware tribes in the United States, and both are in modern-day Oklahoma. According to DelawareTribe.org, the Lenape were gradually pushed over time from their ancestral home along the Delaware to Ohio, Indiana, Missouri, and eventually Oklahoma. Following the Civil War, the U.S. government forced the Lenape out of Kansas to make room for the new railroad lines. The government then purchased a reservation in Oklahoma from the Cherokee, where the Lenape were told they could reside. You gonna tell these people where they can go, and they had a spot. It was luxurious. It was thriving. Now they in Oklahoma. Yes. Yes, they took advantage of these people. Let's get back to the cute little card they're using the symbolism of the natural enemy relationship between a cat and a rat. So he said they came over here with their diseases in their cats. But in our case, they came over with their diseases in humans, the pale faces. And so why would they assume, even when not just this movie, when they came over and they met with the natives that was here, the indigenous folks, why would they assume that they were savages? Because they were reflecting what was already in them. Because they were savage creatures, they assumed everyone else they met was as well. But we are peaceful people. We still are peaceful people until we're provoked. So I mean, it's just a reflection. It's just a projection of what was in them. He assuming the little mouse assuming they were going to get scalped. For what? Did you do anything to get scalped? Nah, that's some shit that y'all do. Fellas, in the story, the Thanksgiving story is the one that pops in the mind. They had their Thanksgiving festival. It wasn't called Thanksgiving, but they had their festival. They were full of good corn, good food, and good wine. I'm sure everybody was drinking and smoking and having a good time. They went to go chill for enjoy their evening like they usually do. Then that's when they got attacked. So this little mouse here, everybody at the powwow having a good time, enjoying themselves, eating. And he's sneaking out to go be dirty. He still want to steal instead of just partaking in the festivities. He want to go see what he can take. Cause that was his intention anyway, was to come take. He just met this girl, and she seemed to be the only girl in that tribe. And he don't even know her. He just ready to pounce on her. Just disrespectful. Don't know if she taking or not, boy. Big Mama doing the same thing. I doubt it. I doubt that when those settlers came over here and our ancestors saw them and said, "Oh yeah, let me get a piece of that white meat." I doubt they were chasing after these motherfuckers like Big Mama is displaying. Basically, look, the guy's a rat, but he too is a rat. So what is he saying about his nature as well? You know what I'm saying? Come on, I know it's a cartoon, but we gotta look at it with our first eye. And see, she gave him the nickname Cricket and told him that it was okay to ask questions. And now he didn't ask her everything, and now she's showing them their most valued possession, their most valued treasure, the history of their tribe. She revealing all her secrets to little Cricket. She told him it's okay to ask questions, and it's okay to ask questions for real. But they had no idea that these people's gonna use that against them. You know what I'm saying? And then he disappointed because he's saying we risk our lives for this. That's how we know that we are different people. We don't place value on things. You know what I'm saying? On material things like money and stuff. We place value on things like family relationship, history, heritage. You know what I'm saying? Our tradition, which is why we are so upset and angry now that we are awakened to the truth, knowing that our history has been stolen from us. They stolen our heritage, they stolen our wealth, and just taking everything from us. You know what I'm saying? Simply because we were trying to be peaceful and they had no intention of in doing so.
Truth. It's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.
That's pretty much the movie. It was had mixed reviews, mainly bad because it seemed racist to people. Because it seemed racist to me when I was watching it. But now that I know what I know about who I am and who my ancestors really are, movies like this, they just hit differently. The actress that spoke for Kalina, the Indian, she's an actual Native American actress. You figure they could have found more Native Americans to play the entire cast, but whatever. You know how they do, insert themselves in the history. But I'm gonna wrap this up. I wish you all peace and bliss. Thank you all for staying this long for this breakdown of this children's movie, An American Tale.
Best believe I'm cruising and rolling. I'm rolling and twisting up. I'm smoking. I'm feeling real good. My cup is overflowing. I'm feeling good. I'm about to float to the clouds. I'm feeling good. Need I say more? Need I say less? Best believe God is, yes, she is the best. And she feeling herself. She in this motherfucker. No stress. Best believe the life I'm living. Yes, I manifested it. It's been a long time coming. I took a lot of shit. I took a lot of blows, but I'm in it. I'm about to fly like we're coming. I'm taking off. I done leave the universe. And I'm floating through the sky. I'm about to head to the cosmos. And I'm feeling real good. And I'm blowing these O's, yes. I love to twist trees by the sea. And think about my lack of problems. I think about how I can change the world. Right now, in this present moment, by me being me and doing me, I'm doing all the me I can. I'm the best me, the best version of me. Me. Goddamn, good health that I live out. Did I forget me? We got this world, we got this galaxy. Yes, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm healing myself daily. I'm feeling good. I'm meditating, yo. I think all things about me through the daily. I'm laying down all my burdens. I done picked up something much greater. I have a wonder and hunger and thirst for life, and I'm pursuing it to the fullest. And I won't back down. I won't be back down. Best believe I have a crown. I wear the crown, it's the crown of life. Best believe I'm feeling square. It's just me and my own little bubble. And when I in the back, you best believe